A chilling message has reached the ears of Trump, even though he will no longer be president. The Houthis will pursue him, they say he will pay with his soul. What has motivated this recent message? A devastating airstrike ordered by President Trump, which left at least 70 people dead in a migrant center in Sada. This is an event for which the Houthis have sworn there will be no escape for the president, neither now nor in the future. The fury unleashed by the bombing, which also left hundreds wounded, has sparked a thirst for vengeance. Mohammed Muttaj, vice president of the Houthi government, announces a colossal response. Don't go away, stay with us until the end, because what you are about to hear could change the way you see global power. Next, we'll give you the details you need to understand what's really happening and keep you one step ahead. This is News for Dummies, where we explain everything to foster your critical understanding of current events. The Houthis won't forgive Trump. A chilling warning has been sent to him. Whether he is president or not, now or in the future, he will pay for his actions. What has led the Houthis of Yemen to send this message? The terrifying warning, addressed personally to President Donald Trump, is in response to a series of atrocities committed on Yemeni soil. A devastating U.S. airstrike in the city of Sada in northern Yemen has resulted in the deaths of at least 70 people, mostly African migrants detained in a detention center. This attack, executed under Trump's orders, is not the first U.S. airstrike in the region, nor will it be the last. The Houthis have something to say about it. These types of bombings, which have intensified in recent months, are presented as part of a campaign against subversion, according to the U.S. government. Of course, this is something that the Houthis and the Yemeni population perceive as a direct attack on their sovereignty, their lives, and their ability to resist foreign aggression. Despite the scale of destruction, the consequences of the attack are not limited to the number of deaths. It is a long-awaited vengeance that the Houthis have vowed to execute. The threat sent to Trump goes beyond a simple bellicose declaration. It is a cry for justice, for the defense of sovereignty, and for retaliation against the crimes committed against the people of Yemen, who have been enduring a never-ending war for years. The Houthis, through their spokesperson Mohammed Muttaj, vice prime minister of the Houthi insurgent government, have made it clear that vengeance is guaranteed. There is no forgiveness, no excuses, and no matter the future political status of Trump. What is at stake is the suffering of millions of Yemenis, victims of a war that has been fueled by foreign intervention. Muttaj not only refers to the military response that the Houthis have promised to carry out, but also emphasizes the will of the Yemeni people to keep resisting, to continue fighting despite the odds stacked against them. The war in Yemen is not just a local conflict but a global confrontation in which the United States has played a crucial role, supporting a corrupt government that, far from improving the situation, has contributed to the destabilization of the region. The recent escalation of violence, which has left hundreds dead and dozens injured, highlights the failure of U.S. intervention in Yemen. Since the offensive began in 2015, the situation has worsened considerably. Trump's promise to end the Houthis and secure the region has failed, and what the Yemeni rebels have experienced are indiscriminate attacks that have hit the civilian population without mercy. The Houthis' response is a direct consequence of these attacks, which have not only sparked growing hostility toward the U.S., but also radicalized a people who might otherwise have sought a path to peace. U.S. airstrikes under Trump's orders have been constant since mid-March, and despite Washington's attempts to dismantle the Houthi forces and halt their operations, they continue to be a formidable obstacle to Western interests in the region. The bombing in Sada, which killed 70 people, is just one of the most recent attacks to shake the country. However, the Houthis have made it clear that the war will not be won through military force but through constant resistance and rejection of foreign occupation. The message sent to Trump is clear and laden with fury built up over the years. Throughout the conflict, the Houthis have been stigmatized and accused of terrorism, but they have proven to be an organized force that, despite lacking resources, has managed to stand firm in the face of the U.S. military machine. In his statements, Muttaj stated unequivocally that neither Trump nor anyone else, during his presidency or not, will escape punishment for these crimes. This is not an empty threat, but a promise that, at the appropriate moment, justice will be served. The Houthis, supported by a significant part of the Yemeni population, have reiterated their intention to continue with their objectives. not only to defeat foreign forces but also to ensure that those responsible for the crimes against the Yemeni people are held accountable. The U.S. aggression has included not only airstrikes but also unwavering support for President Abdirabu Mansour Hadi's regime, which has been accused of corruption and failing to protect its own people. While the Yemeni government collapses under the weight of war, the Houthis, with support from Iran and other regional factions, have taken control of much of the country. This control has been consolidated not only through armed struggle but also through the popular support the Houthis have garnered over the years, especially by presenting their actions as legitimate resistance against foreign intervention. The war in Yemen is not an isolated conflict but part of a much broader geopolitical landscape involving powers like Iran, Saudi Arabia, the United States, and even Israel. The Houthis, like other movements in the Middle East, are not only fighting for their survival, but for greater autonomy in a region that has been mired in instability for decades due to foreign interventions. The U.S. airstrikes, rather than halting this resistance, have contributed to strengthening the determination of the Houthis and other actors seeking to challenge the dominance of Western powers in the Middle East. This attack in Sada is not just another tragedy in the long list of Yemen's dead and displaced. It is a brutal reminder of the consequences of foreign intervention in countries with long struggles for independence and sovereignty. The U.S. bombing, far from halting the Houthis, has only exacerbated their hatred toward those they hold responsible for their suffering. The Houthis have pointed out that this attack was not only a war crime but an act of provocation that will not go unanswered. The message sent to Trump, both as president and as a future figure, is not just an empty threat, but a call for justice for those who have suffered in silence for years. The war in Yemen is not one for any side, and the fact that the Houthis continue to resist the attacks is a testament to the strength of a people who refuse to surrender. The message they have sent to Trump is clear. No matter what he does, justice will find him, and the crimes committed in Yemen will not go unpunished. The situation in Yemen has escalated dramatically, with the Houthis delivering a chilling message to Donald Trump. Even after his presidency, they vow to make him pay for the devastating airstrikes carried out under his orders, resulting in the deaths of many innocent civilians, including African migrants. This attack on the city of Sada is only the latest in a series of bombings that have intensified the ongoing conflict and left the Yemeni people feeling the weight of foreign intervention. The Houthis have made it clear that they will not rest until they have exacted revenge and held those responsible for the suffering of millions accountable. The broader implications of this conflict are vast, as the Yemeni war is not just a local dispute but a reflection of the larger power struggle in the Middle East. With the support of regional actors like Iran, the Houthis are determined to resist foreign control and fight for the autonomy of their people. But will this growing defiance spark further international tensions? Can the U.S. truly maintain its stance in the region? Now it's your turn. If you found this analysis revealing, leave us a comment with your opinion on this conflict. Do you believe the Houthis truly have the power to sink a U.S. aircraft carrier? What would be the consequences? Subscribe if you haven't already, because we'll be following the evolution of this story minute by minute. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next video, where we'll analyze which other powers might get involved, and how this conflict could escalate into a global crisis. And if you want to learn more about how the Houthis were formed and their role in the Yemen war, click now on the video on screen. I promise it will surprise you.